Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, we're trying to hit our goal of 200,000 subs by the end of the month. We really appreciate it if you guys help us hit that milestone. Anyway, let me get into this topic. Yesterday, we produced a show that was centered on the ridiculous comments that Anthony Edwards had to make in the post game after the Minnesota Timberwolves went down 0-3 to the Dallas Mavericks. He went in there and essentially said, well, we had 31 free throws. I mean, they had 31 free throws and we only had, 17 free throws. And a lot of people in the comment section were just definitely not feeling what Anthony Edwards had to say. Like a lot of people weren't. They're like, bro, this is not the right time. That's not a very good excuse. Like, come on, you can't be saying that. Before that, you were telling people, bring your ass, telling them I got Kyrie, telling them we're going to be in game 7 and blah, 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 blah. And then for about 4 consecutive playoff games, you didn't play well. You didn't shoot very well. Right. So after a while, people are like, OK, we believe you. And then after a while, like, OK, I'm not sure if I should be believing in this guy anymore, because a lot of these things that he's promising, he's not delivering on. Right. Meanwhile, if you look at the players on the Dallas Mavericks side, like Kyrie and these guys, they're just going about their business. They're not making any comments in the media. They're just going out there, handling their business, playing fantastic basketball. So tonight, and obviously depends on when you see this show, there's a very big game in the association. And it's an elimination game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? So as I was doing some research this morning, I came across a pretty interesting article that was highlighting some absolutely ridiculous comments from Anthony Edwards. So that's what we want to focus on right now today. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks, which is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting 2 entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me get into this article here that I'm getting from fadeawayworld.net. It says, Anthony Edwards rallies his team with unwavering confidence despite 3-0 deficit in the Western Conference Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Anthony Edwards expressed unwavering confidence in his team's potential despite the daunting 3-0 deficit against the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals, according to Sam Amick of The Athletic. Time to make history, fellas. I still feel like they can't beat us, bro. We haven't all been clicking at one time. One game. Let's just stop right here. They can't beat us. They can't beat us. They just beat you guys 3 games in a row. I can understand if this series was what? 2-1 or something like that. I'm like, okay, y'all haven't beat them a single time yet. And then it continued on. Edwards remained defiant even after the loss, telling his teammates Mike Conley, they can't beat us. His unwavering confidence highlights his competitive spirit, but it may also reflect a sense of denial about the harsh reality of the situation. Yeah, I think that what I'm going to do is that I'm going to X out the competitive spirit, and I'm going to lean more on the side of denial. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn competitive spirit. It has everything to do with delusion and denial. Competitive spirit is believing in yourself. Hey, man, we can go out there. We can definitely get this thing. We believe, get this thing done. We believe in our abilities. Delusion is, I got Kyrie. That's delusional. There's no single NBA player in the world that if you give him a single assignment and you're going to give Kyrie Irving single coverage, that they're going to be able to defend Kyrie at a consistent rate. It is impossible. It is impossible. You may be able to defend Kyrie for a possession here, for a possession there, but for an entire game, let alone an entire series, it is impossible. Kyrie Irving is too talented. He is too crafty. He is too skilled. He's too quick. He's too nimble that it's impossible for one player to believe that they can. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Y'all remember a young Klay Thompson? A young Klay Thompson going against a younger Kyrie Irving? How did that go? How did that go? And I believe that is this big mouth, this yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping that is now motivating the opponent to prove a point. You see, in certain cases, people that may normally be able to beat you, let's say in fighting or in sports or whatever it is, they will just beat you, right? Fair and square. But the moment you start trash talking them, what I believe you do is you now give them ammunition. And now they want to embarrass you. And I think the Dallas Mavericks want to embarrass these guys. I think they want to sweep them the hell up out of here. And they want to teach them a lesson. All of this talking is not going to win. It's not going to win the game for you. But to talk about they can't beat us, what are you talking about? They can't beat you. They have beaten you 3 games in a row. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking? The Mavs can't beat. Like, what? So based on what? What are you basing this off of? They've literally beaten you 3 times in a row. In the last game that they played, their 2 star players dropped 66 points on you. You even had Luka Doncic at the end of the game. Think about this. You had Luka Doncic at the end of the game walking up to Anthony Edwards and doing that thing when he kneels out, like when he's on his knee or whatever, looking at him up like this. The same thing he did to Devin Booker. The same thing Anthony Edwards did in that movie. He can't even look at him. So to me, man, listen, Ant-Man is obviously a very young guy, but I think that he has a lot to learn. And one of those things is not to poke the bear. You don't need to give the opponent added motivation, especially in a player, because they're already motivated to beat you. But once you start trash talking about I got Kyrie and all of that stuff, you motivate people. And let me tell you something. Those players on the Dallas Mavericks they got some dogs on that team. They got some dogs on that team. Forget about Luka that you see him smiling. Luka's also a dog. Kyrie's also a dog. PJ Washington and these dudes are also. Jason Kidd is also there. Forget about what you're seeing with all of that. And that's not the team you want to give motivation to, talking about they can't beat us. We're going to see. We're going to see. These are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Anthony Edwards said? What do you think about today's analysis? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comments section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.